Hi everyone, welcome back to Lisa's Love and Light. Hope you all are doing well this Thursday afternoon. The weather started off not so good, but it's a lot better now. The sun is out and it's comfortable out, so guys, get out. Get out and enjoy this weather. Thank you all for being here today. I'm trying to get here a little bit earlier. Um, I'm here at this time, and tomorrow I'll be here probably in the evening. Fridays is probably always going to be in the evening, and probably doing more lives. So remember, I'm not a therapist or a social worker or a counselor, just someone who going through a lot of trials and tribulations, and I talk to you guys, listeners, on how I got through it, and maybe something will resonate with you and help you to get through your circumstances and trials as well. So, with that being said, um, yesterday I did a video, very hard for me because, April 15th is when my mom passed away in 2020. And, yeah, I was remembering her, and then I got a call from my sister today. Um, you know, and I talked about that as well. So it's very difficult at times, guys. But don't let the grief overtake you. Allow yourself to feel it, and then know that your relatives and your parents would never, ever, passed over loved ones would never want you to stay in a place of pain and depression. Live your life, guys. Uh, so, I had a hard time doing that video because I was really emotional about it and still is, but not as much as yesterday. But taking care of myself and getting rest and doing what I need to helps a lot. And the music, making my atmosphere where I live as comfortable as possible for me so that I can keep going. Um, so, guys, let's get into this topic of discussion today. And the title is Self Love and Sacrifices. Self love and sacrifices. So important. Some people may not think so, but it is really. Um, Setting boundaries and making painful decisions was where I fell short a lot of times, and I had to really work hard to overcome the pain of negative reactions from people who I thought valued me as a person and who I was, and making decisions to not just set boundaries, but in many cases cut them off because they know they didn't value who I was, and I was being subservient and overgiving, and I had to learn the hard lessons. And the other lesson that was hard to learn is the value of saying no. When you say no to things that are not for your highest good, you protect your peace. Because as you grow, heal, and evolve, you start to get an inner peace. First, you self care. And then, your self love turn into self care. And then, you start to see things from a different perspective to get clarity on situations that you couldn't get clarity on before due to grief, pain, and not being able to see things clearly. So as you grow, heal, and evolve, I ask God for clarity, and He has shown me that. And listening to your intuition, because that helps a lot. Your intuition, guys, whether you are a man or a woman, it will never lead you wrong. When you get that gut sickening feeling within you about a person, a situation, or circumstances, let your intuition guide you on that, because it may be saving you from a disastrous situation. So sometimes it's better to say no than to put yourself in a situation where someone dug a hole for excuse me, where someone dug a hole for you to fall into. Don't allow yourself to fall into that hole. Detour in a different direction, especially if your intuition is showing you what the situation is. Um, Believe in your intuition, trust it, and follow it, as well as, God. Self-love and mental health should always be a priority. That's not something that you should sacrifice or put on a back burner. It's so important, because if your physical and mental health is not okay, then you're not okay. You're not okay to help yourself or anyone else or anything around you. So do never let anyone tell you that that should not be a priority. It's important. I know that I take time out for myself on a daily, maneuvering my schedule, turning things around so that I can have more time for me. Because when you're well rested and you take care of yourself, you're rejuvenating everything within you. It's just like when people work, 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 and they don't take a vacation, they feel like overwhelmed and tired and worn out. It's like overdoing something without taking a break. But when they decide to take that 2 week vacation or even a 1 week vacation and they take that break, when they come back, they feel rejuvenated. And that's why it's important how we rejuvenate our mental and physical health by taking time out, taking a break for ourselves, just to do what makes us happy, that uplift our spirit. Um, Healing the pain and making better decisions is what I've learned, guys, with being on this healing journey since 2020. Just taking care of myself. And I think I'm doing better today with that than I did when I first started out. I do a lot of research about things to stay healthy, things to do to keep myself going. And then I look at my parents as an example, wishing that they would have taken better care of themselves. My father was a chain smoker, and he died early on at 59 years old because of lung cancer. My mom, she worked herself, really overworked herself, you know, fingers to the bone type of thing. And but she did take time out for herself, vacations we went on and things like that. So that's always important, not to overwork yourself. I'm learning that as well, as a person who works, and just take a break. And that's what I'm going to do this weekend. But as you heal and you gain clarity, you make better decisions. You see things because you learn lessons, and you say, oh yeah, I'm not going to do that because I went through that 1,000 times. I know the end result. And so you detour back over here. That means you learn lessons, guys. Learning, life lessons can be painful because it could be filled at times with betrayals from people we love and trust, even family members. And it can be painful. And some people are so knee deep in a pain that they can't see a way out. And and I felt like that for a long time, and I asked God to help me so that I can help myself. And as I did that, God helped me as I took steps and steps to climb back out from the pain. Because pain can make you become bitter and not see things clearly. And it's important not to allow yourself to stay there. Because if you stay there, you may miss out on blessings and opportunities to help you get out of situations. Learning lessons, even though they're painful, once you learn a lesson, and you heal from it, you don't want to repeat that because you already know what it's about. In my case, I went through so many lessons repeatedly that when I learned them, I closed the door and asked God to padlock the door, cut the cord to the situation, because with those situations there was drama and craziness and toxicity and just all of the negativity. And what I do now is diffuse the drama. When someone want to bring drama and negativity at my door, some people thought I was playing about it. I don't have to overreact. I don't have to act out of character and be whatever they're trying to get me to be. Just be myself and just speak my truth. And when someone comes to me with the drama and negativity, I shut it down. You can diffuse the fire instead of igniting it by giving your silence to the situation. If someone wants to get really crazy, and if you have to get a restraining order, cops or whatever, to, you know, diffuse the situation. It's important not to ignite it, and that's what I was doing before, engaging in the shit shows and drama and stuff. And now I learned how to contain myself and see the clarity in what the situation is so that I can diffuse it and move on. One of the ways is to limit the association with miserable individuals. Remember, guys, that there are people out there who are just bitter and miserable. And they get worse and worse by the day because they're not doing anything to climb out of that hole. They're going deeper and deeper down the hole because they're in a place of bitterness. Bitterness will never be able to help you to see things with clarity or a new direction to take to resolve an issue. You know, it's not good for your mental and physical health as well. Attracting people who want to see you win, who want to support you on your healing journey is so important. When God closed those doors, move over here and let him open up new doors with people who want to see you win, people who are going to encourage you when you're at your lowest point. A word of encouragement, a hug, a smile, all those things can lift up your spirit. There have been people that I've met that have been at a place of such despair that they didn't want to be here anymore. Just a hug, a kind word, a prayer to uplift them. I helped somebody like that what's today? Thursday, on Tuesday, who was just feeling at her wit's end. And I shared a word about how I was there and how I climbed up out of the hole and how God brought me from a place of dirt and mud to a place of blessings and where I am today. I am living proof of it. If I can do it with no support system around me but God, and I didn't have anyone encourage me but God. I had a therapist who listened most of the time instead of speaking a lot, and just gave me some homework to do. And as I little by little did it, I pulled myself up. What doesn't break you guys, I promise you, it will make you stronger. Make you stronger than hell. Healing bitterness is so important so that you can enjoy your life and live your best life. Because let me explain something to you guys if you don't get anything else from this video about bitterness. When you are at a place of bitterness and you feel almost broken, and you walk around with this, negative disposition and feeling bitter, that person who brought you to your knees and brought you to that place, they take your power and they go over here and enjoy their life. They're not worried about you and what's going on with you. And, they're over here living their life. So take your power back. Live your best life. And just thank God that he brought you from a place of nothing to a place of healing and being better. And when you snatch back your power and you start to grow, heal, and evolve and live your best life, that's how you win, guys. You take back your power. You don't leave your power in the hands of those who tried to break you. It's so important. And take back your power also so that you can make your own decisions and so that no one can make decisions for you like you're some minor child who are not responsible or who can't make decisions on their own. These things I'm describing are narcissistic traits, of things that I've gone through, and perhaps other people are familiar with this as well. Never reconcile with someone or something that almost broke you. When you get free from a situation, abusive situation, negative, and someone or something that almost broke you, and you get away from it, don't reconcile with that. Because the next time around, it may be worse than ever. Remember, I talk about those lessons, unlearn. And you spin on that Ferris wheel. When it goes around that next time, it's going to be worse than ever. The pain will be worse than ever. And it gets to the point where it becomes almost unbearable. So learn those lessons and shut those doors talk to God and ask Him to help you, and then open up new doors with better situations and people. Live your best life, guys. Stay in prayer and connect with God, asking Him to help you, because that's what I did. I mean, because sometimes the problems and circumstances can hit your life like a domino effect. You know how you stand up the dominoes and hit one and all of them fall down at once? You know, problem after problem after problem. And ask God to help you so that you can find your way out, dig your way out of the hole, you know, gain clarity how to resolve these things and move forward. And also, let your painful experiences, after you come out of it and you come to a better place in your life, a life of inner peace and growth and moving forward, turn that pain, those painful experiences, into a testimony. You know, for me, to show people that God is real and that He has helped me out of that, because I didn't have any help in the natural, you know, to help encourage me and motivate me to keep going. I had to go within, you know, to change my broken mindset so that I could see the clarity on how to get myself out with the help of God and prayer. And I continue to persevere and be diligent so that I can move forward instead of staying stuck or bitter in the pain. And then that way I could take back my power from those who I gave it to and move on and close those doors, you know. And you can be a testimony to other people how God is real and how you made it through with His help, guys. And remember always, as you do that, let's turn this pain into power, power into purpose, purpose into paying it forward to help yourself as you help others. This is how we win. That's the message today. Thank you for being here, everyone. Go enjoy this beautiful weather. Take care of yourself. Take time for yourself. And do things that uplift your mind and spirit. Thank you for being here. This is Lisa, shedding love and light. And I'll see you guys tomorrow evening. Have a good day, guys. Bye for now.